tenacity. I mean, she's fighting, and I've seen my father doing that. I've seen my mother when she was taking care of him as a caretaker doing that. I've seen my relatives doing that. I've seen the nurses who take care of such people.
Lovely. And you're so correct. I mean, mother-daughter relationships are so unique.
Yeah.
Also, the play not only deals with the mother-daughter relationship, it deals with, children in a long-distance relationship with their parents.
Yes. Pratibimb has not only created this great audience for Marathi state there in NCPA, but also there have been, I can tell you, list of actors who started with Pratibimb, including myself.
All right. One of my favorite actresses now directs as well as acts on stage. Of course, it's a rich legacy, something that she's been doing for years and years and years. Um, Amruta Subhash joins me. Asen Me Nasen Me, the Marathi play, is at Tata Theatre on the 25th of May at 4:30 p.m. And on this week at the NCPA, we are about to cover it. Hi, Amrita. How are you?
I'm good, Rishi, and so nice to meet you for theater because I think we're talking about theater for the first time. Like, we have
Correct.
talked about other projects, but theater is my first love. So, like, I'm especially happy today.
So tell me, Sandesh Kulkarni wrote this piece.
Yes.
And when did he bring it to you, and when did you decide that you want to do this as a director as well as actor?
So, for those who don't know this, Sandesh is my partner. I mean, he's my husband, and we have been doing theater for some years now. Uh, I had done a film called Aji, which was a short film, as a director, and he was after me that, yaar, direct karo, direct karo, because that's my home too, as acting is my home. So when I read this play, Asen Me Nasen Me, which could be translated in Hindi as Rahe Na Rahe Hum, it is a mother-daughter story, Rishi, and then it was very near to my heart. And we all go through this thing that our parents are the most precious things in our lives, and but everybody we have to say, I won't say bye, but we have to everybody passes, uh, and goes to their own journey. And for all of us, it has been very very difficult. So this subject really touched my heart deeply, and that is when I said that, oh, I really want to do it, and when he was writing also, though when he writes he doesn't tell me what how is it going, but after I read the whole play I was like, no, I have to do this.
Lovely. And you're so correct. I mean, mother-daughter relationships are so unique.
Yeah.
Also, the play not only deals with the mother-daughter relationship, it deals with, children in a long-distance relationship with their parents.
Yes.
Because a lot of
Yes.
children leave, parents
Yeah.
get lonely, and of course, the very, very important topic of dementia. Uh,
Yes.
and and talk about that. Talk about the casting, because you had to
Yeah.
get it right. And these are such accomplished actors: Neena Kulkarni,
Yes. And
Shubhangi
Shubhangi
Gokhale,
Gokhale.
as well
Yeah.
as you. So talk
Yeah.
about then the casting process.
As you said, dementia. So it started with my own house, I would say. So my father had Alzheimer's, and he's no more now. So my husband Sandesh, I used to go for shootings, and Sandesh used to take care of my father most of the times. So he has seen him very closely. So that's what brings this subject at the forefront, I would say. But then, you know what, Rishi, we think that it's only happening with us. But when we say the story and it comes on stage, we realize it's happening with so many people around. And unfortunately it's a very universal story. That's what we realized it after we started doing the shows, and that is why. And as you said, dementia, we have seen it in films. uh, Now Nasir sir is doing the father on stage, but what Sandesh has captured in this play is the graph. So when we capture the protagonist Deepa, played by Neena Kulkarni, uh, she is not, like, she's here with us, and we see her progressing as the play goes beyond, like, so to show that graph in the real time was the real challenge for all of us, I would say, as far as our makeup team is concerned, as far as our of course the actors are concerned. And Sandesh had done it very smoothly. So between each scene, there is a time gap, and all the characters, when you see them acting, you realize that, oh, okay, now 6 months have passed, okay, now more 6 months have passed. And Nina ji, especially because she had to do it with her mannerisms and everything, gradually in real time, it was very challenging for her. Nina ji, I've been always her fan. I have and but then we didn't we hadn't got the opportunity to work together. When she read the play, she's like, I'm doing it, and she was busy, she was doing many other things, but she's like, oh, I'll bend backwards, I have to do it. And even Shubhangi Gokhale, I would like to tell you that the first play she did was Atmakatha, which was directed, I mean, years back, which in which she acted with my mother. And for those who don't know, my mother has played my mother-in-law in Gully Boy, Jyoti Subhash. So Shubhangi Gokhale has seen me like since I was a kid. And of course, we all know that she's an amazing. We have seen Lapata Ganj, and even Nina ji we have seen in many other projects. So Shubhangi ji and Nina ji coming on board, they both are seniors to me. So for me, it was an opportunity to learn many things, I would say. So the rehearsal was full of learning. It was a learning process, and for me, Rishi, the most challenging thing has been, I was thinking in terms of film direction. Though I have done theater, somehow it was happening. And then I would like to mention a very, very important name here from our team called Pratibimb Natya, who has done the sets and lights. He has been a legend, of course. He has done many plays. He has been working since my mother. My mother says, "Are bahut bada aadmi, bhai. Pradeep is doing your sets, and that's a very good thing." So he got me in this space of stage, and he said, "Amrita, this is, this is stage, and then you have to think in that space." So it has been a journey, but I'd like to tell you a very important and amazing incident. For me, music has been the starting point many a times. I have done music direction sometimes. I love music as well. So when I read the play for the first time, when Sandesh read the play to me, uh, 2 days after I read the play, suddenly a tune came to me. It was and I was like, oh, what is this tune saying? And I just recorded it. And then this tune worked as my theme for everything. I have heard that Kapola, when he directed his film, he had this one word which will be the base of every decision he would take as a director. So for me, the word for this play was tenacity. Tenacity shown by Deepa's character, which is played by Ninaji. Tenacity shown by Shubhangiji's character, who is her sister, my Masi. Tenacity shown by Gauri, who is taking care of her ailing mother, who divorce is happening, and who is trying to make she's a personification of any girl today, I would say. So this theme music, I mean, this tune and the word tenacity were my guiding lights, and these two things took decisions for, like, Nina ji ke pehli sari ka rang kya hoga. I was like, no, tenacity. I mean, I didn't want this play to be a melodramatic, oh bichari, she looks what. Tenacity, I mean, she's fighting, and I've seen my father doing that. I've seen my mother, when she was taking care of him as a caretaker, doing that. I've seen my relatives doing that. I've seen the nurses who take care of such people. So this play is salute to all these people whose story, they hide that story. They show to the world that, what, we are okay. Because even my father, when he got Alzheimer's, he was a very proud man, and he tried his best to hide it from the world that, I'm forgetting things. And he would, even if he's not recognizing, he would pretend that he's recognizing, and he's like, hey, hi. So there is this, there is pathos, there is sadness, but then there is this tenacity, which I think is connecting and that's the reason maybe the play is connecting to so many people.
It's wonderful that you would talk about caregivers, because
Yeah.
often when we see, cancer patients or patients of Alzheimer's, it's the caregivers who also go through a lot of pressure mentally. And
Yes.
obviously, Gauri, your character has to deal with that. Like you said, she's a caretaker. At the same time, she's going through a divorce. So many
Yeah.
layers in that particular character. And all of you who are listening or watching, having Amruta Subhash sing for us is an honor, because lesser known fact again, I mean, she's a classically trained vocalist. She has done playback for so many films and other projects. So great that we got a bit of that. And I'm just going to give out some credits. The music is by Saket Kanitkar.
Yes.
The sets
Yes.
and lights are by Pradeep Mule, and like she said, Nina ji herself and Shubhangi Gokhale are acting. I just want to get a perspective on this beautiful festival. This
Yes.
Everybody who's watching, listening again, this is Pratibimb, a stage for Marathi stories. It's an NCPA presentation. It's born out of the objective and to inspire, encourage, and support Marathi theatre.
Yes.
And this is the Pratibimb Marathi Natya Utsav. It's a 3-day festival. There's going to be plays, readings, workshops, campus tours, talks, discussions by Marathi theatre experts. And, it's such a vibrant tradition in Maharashtra. These
Yeah.
thought-provoking scenes, of theatre, of storytelling, and it's important to celebrate that. And it's supported by Shilpa Kumar. Thank you very much, Shilpa. So I want to comment on that. The importance of having Pratibimb, and if you have any memories of NCPA, of performing on NCPA stage, any of the Tata Theatre experimental in those stages, or watching a performance.
You know what, Pratibimb, I would like to share with you that Pratibimb has not only created this great audience for Marathi state there in NCPA, but also there have been, I can tell you, list of actors who started with Pratibimb, including myself. So I have done many plays for Pratibimb. Many of my plays have opened in Pratibimb, of course, but this time I would like to tell you one good thing. Not good thing, one different thing. Earlier, I was performing at experimental because I was doing experimental plays. This time, for the first time, of course, as a director and actor, I will be performing at Tata, because this play I did commercially on Marathi stage. So Pratibimb has been even Sandesh. We have this company called Scripties. Sandesh is a writer. So many of his plays have got staged because of Pratibimb. His play called Pahila Vahila, we opened at Pratibimb. His play called this Punashcha Honeymoon, which we did as Firse Honeymoon at Prithvi, but we opened it at Pratibimb, experimental. We did Firse also, and especially Pratibimb has been saying, do it in Marathi there. So we have got this regional, non-Marathi audience there for regional plays. So I'm so grateful to Pratibimb that for many of my plays, I remember Pahila Wala, many the people we got in the audience. I remember Coco coming in the audience when we opened, and I'm like, oh my God, Konkana Sen Sharma is in the audience. Oh my God! So like these people came and watched the shows, and we were like, oh, someday maybe I'll get to meet Konkana. That kind of, I have come from. So in that journey, Pratibimb has played because of NCPA, and because of Pratibimb, these people all the way came there and they watched our plays, and it has been. I'll be always grateful to Pratibimb. And now for my directorial venture, again, it's like very emotional thing for me that I'll be performing at Tata now, and before like much wider audience there. So I'm really looking forward how it comes out. Yeah.
Another aspect that I want to explore just before we sign off is, we
Yeah.
talked about your father's Alzheimer's. So
Yeah.
again, Deepa, the character, is 75 plus, living alone in Pune.
Yes.
He is suffering from dementia. Medicine has increased life expectancy. I mean, people are living more and more, Amruta,
Yes.
but that also brings with it its own share of problems, because
Yes.
you're prolonging life, and at the same time you are then open to even more diseases, or some that can we have not found a
Yeah.
cure for. And in that aspect, it's a dichotomy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is well said. I mean, well put, I would say, in apt words. Yes, it is like that. And, I have seen my own father. He was just telling me, let me go, Amrita. I want to go. And I'm like, no, you're my father, because we are never ready, right? हमें लगता है यार मेमोरी के बिना भले आप मुझे पहचान नहीं रहे हो, आप रहो हमारे सामने. But then, as you said, there are two sides to it. For the person who is going through it, it still brings tears to my eyes that he afterwards also, my husband also, Sandesh and I, we both used to say, Baba, everything will be fine. And he used to just smile very, very, and that smile told this story which you are saying, that, hey, you know what? Please let me go. And that's a very difficult decision most of the times for those who are here and those who want to, go for a journey beyond. So it's like, Buddhism always says it's middle, madhyam marga. You have to strike the balance, that kind of a thing. So that is also explored here, because as mother also, Deepa plays my mother, and she, because everybody has a right to have self-respect till their last breath, right? I mean, and that self-respect, the way it takes a toll because of certain, I have another patient in my house now, of dementia. उन्होंने एक बहुत अच्छी बात कही. I mean, it's a अच्छी नहीं है, it's a very hard-hitting truth. She said, लोग कहते हैं दुनिया पैसे पे चलती है, मैं तो कहती हूँ दुनिया मेमोरी पे चलती है. And it just hit me, and it's true. And so many such layers explored in the play. And I would also like to add one more layer here, which is apart from this thing which we are talking. It is also the difference between the kind of behavior a daughter gets and a kind of behavior a brother gets. Though we say that we are modern, though we say that, and it's never been talked about. And there is a soliloquy which Gauri says in the play about that, mama, ma, aapko, there is this bias, and that bias is taken for granted in our houses. And even if that house is literate or illiterate, it's a very subtle thing, Rishi, and we are like, take it for granted. हाँ भैया तो मम्मी के फेवरेट है ही, तो वो तो है ही, it's taken. But it has been talked about, and that is also hitting the audience. I think many daughters come to me and they're like, oh my God, our story has never been told because it's been taken for granted and all of that. So that is also a different perspective, I think, which is hitting the audience. But coming back to what you were saying, yes, it's a very difficult decision for caregivers, and also, as you said, caregivers as the relatives, and also caregivers who come from outside and who work for us. I think it's a salute, or it's an ode to all of them, I would say.
Tickets are live now at Book My Show as well as at the box office at the NCPA. They're going out very fast. Get them. Asen Me Nasen Me is on Tata Theatre. And also, please patronize Pratibimb. It's very important. Like Amruta said, it has given a wonderful lease of life to so many actors, directors, writers from Marathi theatre, and who have gone on to do bigger and brighter things. It's a three-day festival, NCPA's Pratibimb Marathi Natya Utsav, and all listings are at Book My Show or at ncpamumbai.com. Amrita, as always, it's been such a pleasure. Please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
94.3 Radio 1.